Imagine the first stirrings of dawn when sleep still clings to your thoughts, and in that delicate moment you awaken with a newfound certainty pulsing through your being. Where hesitation once whispered doubts, you now feel a quiet flame of confidence kindling within your chest. It is as though your every heartbeat affirms the reality you seek. You sense, without question, that your lottery manifestation is already unfolding. This shift in inner conviction is not a fleeting emotion, but a steadfast current that courses through your consciousness, carrying with it the power to reshape the fabric of your experience. As you give this conviction room to expand, you become acutely aware that belief itself is the blueprint your deeper mind uses to construct the life you envision. To grasp the magnitude of this process, consider your subconscious as a master architect awaiting precise plans. In the absence of clear direction, it defaults to old patterns of doubt and fear, blueprints etched by past disappointments. But when you introduce a fresh design, shaped by unwavering conviction, your inner world begins to realign. This conviction acts like a blueprint rendered in vivid detail. Every thought, emotion, and intention becomes an instruction engraved upon the fabric of your subconscious. As a result, external circumstances, chance encounters, sudden insights, unexpected opportunities arrange themselves in accordance with this inner plan. By observing this dynamic, you gain an education in the mechanics of manifestation. Belief informs action, action informs outcome, and outcome reinforces belief in a harmonious cycle. Cultivating this shift requires dedicated practice. Begin each day with a moment of stillness, closing your eyes and gently directing attention inward. Recall the precise feeling you wish to embody, a sense of triumph as you hold your winning numbers, the weight of celebratory notes in your hand, the warmth of gratitude radiating from your heart. Allow this emotion to flood every cell, bathing your consciousness in the essence of fulfillment. Repeat silently or aloud a concise affirmation that resonates deeply. Phrases like, "I am already a lottery winner," or "Fortune flows to me effortlessly." The key is not in the words themselves, but in the intensity of feeling you invest. As you make this ritual a habit, hesitation gives way to certainty, and the blueprint you present to your subconscious grows ever clearer. As conviction takes root, you will notice subtle transformations in how you carry yourself and interpret your experiences. Decisions that once felt paralyzing now flow with ease, guided by an inner compass that trusts its own wisdom. Offhand remarks or casual observations begin to carry deeper significance. A passing billboard featuring numbers reminiscent of your chosen combination, a friend's casual comment about luck, a sudden intuition nudging you toward purchasing a ticket at the precise moment. These are not mere coincidences, but the echoes of your inner conviction reverberating outward. By learning to recognize and honor these signals, you reinforce the blueprint's authority, strengthening the bond between your conscious intent and the subconscious processes that deliver results. To deepen this unwavering belief, learn to embody the end state continuously. Live each moment as though the prize has already been claimed. Envision the life you will lead, the ways you will share your good fortune, the causes you will support, the freedom you will enjoy. And feel the corresponding emotions, generosity, joy, liberty. Should doubts or old fears arise, employ the method of mental revision. Revisit the root moment of uncertainty, reimagine it with the desired outcome, and infuse the scene with the feeling of triumph. By repeatedly painting over fear with conviction, you erase the outdated blueprints and reaffirm the design you choose. Over time, what once felt like an imaginative exercise becomes your dominant reality, anchored by the firm foundation of sustained feeling. Practical application of this process is straightforward yet profound. Throughout your day, pause whenever you sense distraction or worry creeping in. Take a breath, close your eyes briefly, and reconnect with the feeling of having already won. If you find your thoughts wandering to scarcity or what if it doesn't happen, immediately counterbalance with an image of success. Feel the rush of gratitude and the surge of confidence. Keep a small object, a ticket stub, a crystal, or a photograph, close at hand as a tangible reminder of your intention. When you touch it, let it spark the conviction anew. In time, conviction will become your natural state, and the blueprint you've drawn in the depths of your mind will guide every action, every decision, and every moment of awareness toward the culmination of your lottery manifestation. Imagine yourself in a quiet moment, eyes closed and senses alert. As a vivid scene unfolds in your mind's eye, you see yourself standing at a vendor's booth, ticket in hand, the edges crisp and new. You feel the slight pressure of your fingers against the paper. Hear the soft rustle as you turn it over to inspect the numbers you have chosen. A gentle breeze brushes your skin and carries with it the faint scent of fresh-cut grass, anchoring you in this imagined moment. In this space between thought and feeling, you are not merely dreaming, you are conducting a rehearsal for reality itself. As you deepen into this practice, each detail becomes sharper, more alive. You notice the exact pattern on the ticket's surface, the subtle shading of the serial code, even the weight of expectation pressing softly at the base of your skull. You hear the low murmur of nearby conversation, voices murmuring about chance, luck, and possibility. Yet your focus remains on the single perfect image of triumph. In that hush, you taste the sweetness of victory, perhaps the faint metallic tang of coins sliding through your fingers, or the thrill that rises in your chest as you realize what has just occurred. These mental scenes are far more than idle fantasies. They are deliberate acts of creation, signaling to the depths of your mind what you intend to bring into being. To cultivate this skill, set aside a dedicated time each day, ideally at dawn or in the stillness before sleep. Find a comfortable posture, free from distraction, and allow your eyelids to close gently. Begin by affirming a single clear intention that you are about to experience the realization of your lottery win. Then call forth the scene you wish to live, the moment of confirmation when your numbers match, the rush of elation, the relief that washes over every cell of your body. Hold this image for as long as you can, immersing yourself fully. If your mind wanders, guide it back compassionately, as one might steer a curious child back to the path. With each session, the clarity of your imaginal act strengthens, training your inner faculties to recognize and reproduce the desired outcome. Central to this practice is the infusion of genuine emotion. It is not enough to see the scene. You must feel it as if it were unfolding in real time. Invite the joy that wells up from victory, the gratitude for the abundance now in your hands, the lightness of spirit that accompanies fulfillment. Let your heartbeat quicken, allow a gentle smile to rise, or feel tears of happiness welling up. Whatever best conveys the authenticity of the moment. And this emotional component is the fuel that accelerates the subconscious processes. When feeling and imagery combine, they form an energetic signature that aligns your inner and outer worlds. Understanding the mechanics behind this is enlightening. Your mind does not distinguish between a memory of an actual event and a memory of a vividly imagined one. Neurologically, the same pathways light up whether you replay a childhood memory or conjure a detailed future scenario. By furnishing your subconscious with richly detailed, emotionally charged scenes, you create a blueprint it instinctively follows. In essence, your inner rehearsal becomes the architect's plan, guiding thoughts, behaviors, and decisions in subtle but powerful ways that steer you toward the fruition of your intention. Inevitably, obstacles arise in the form of doubt or distraction. When a stray worry creeps in, what if it doesn't happen? Gently acknowledge it without judgment and return your attention to the scene. Some practitioners find it helpful to employ a technique of mental revision. Should a negative thought intrude, imagine it dissolving, replaced by the triumphant moment you've crafted. By consistently choosing to revisit the positive, you overwrite outdated patterns of expectation anchored in fear. Over time, this resilience becomes second nature, protecting your imaginal practice from the corrosive influence of uncertainty. As you commit to this daily ritual, you will begin to notice subtle confirmations, perhaps a fleeting vision of the same ticket in an unexpected place, an echo of your chosen numbers on a passing sign, or an intuitive nudge guiding you toward an opportunity that feels aligned with your goal. These synchronicities are not mere coincidence, but signposts from the deeper mind, affirming that your inner direction is in harmony with larger currents of possibility. Each time you observe such a hint, pause to reaffirm your scene, allow gratitude to fill your heart, and let the feeling of assurance grow stronger. By consistently practicing these imaginal acts, you become an active participant in unfolding of your desires. You learn through direct experience that reality is malleable and that your consciousness is the instrument of transformation. This educational journey teaches you the language of creation, the interplay of intention, sensation, and emotion. It reveals that by deliberately crafting and feeling your desired outcome, you prime the world to reflect it back. In time, the rehearsal you conduct behind closed eyes blossoms into real events in your life, confirming that the power of vivid mental scenes is one of the most effective keys to manifesting the lottery outcome you seek. Picture yourself going about your day, perhaps washing dishes or waiting in line at a cafe, when unexpectedly a warm wave of gratitude wells up within you. It begins as a faint glow in your chest, growing quietly until your breath catches and you realize you're grateful for something you hadn't even considered mere moments ago. This spontaneous gratitude is not a random quirk of emotion, but a profound indicator that the currents of manifestation are flowing in your favor. When you feel genuine thankfulness without any external prompt, it reveals that your inner state has aligned so deeply with the outcome you desire that your subconscious now showers you with reminders of abundance. This rising gratitude serves as an emotional signal, a beacon that lights the path between your conscious intention and the unseen forces at work. In essence, your mind broadcasts a frequency of appreciation that resonates with the vibration of your fulfilled desire. Each time you feel this unbidden gratitude, whether in response to a memory of color-shifting dust motes in sunlight or the laughter of a friend, you reinforce the blueprint of abundance deep within. Your subconscious hears gratitude as confirmation that the reality you imagine is already complete, and it works tirelessly to bring the outer world into harmony with that inner confirmation. To cultivate an environment where gratitude can arise naturally, begin by setting aside moments of mindful reflection. Keep a simple journal by your bedside and each evening jot down at least 3 instances when gratitude swept over you during the day. These might seem inconsequential: a refreshing breeze on a sultry afternoon, the sound of rain tapping against your window, or the comforting aroma of a warm beverage. As you record these happenings, pause to fully re-experience the gratitude you felt in each moment. Feel the warmth in your chest, the uplift in your spirit, and the sense of connection to something greater. This practice trains your awareness to detect even the subtler whispers of abundance that your subconscious orchestrates. Within this framework, the act of giving thanks becomes an active process of education. You learn to recognize the language of your deeper mind, which rarely communicates through logic or reason, but always through emotion. When you open yourself to noticing gratitude, you decipher the signals that confirm your lottery manifestation is in motion. Perhaps you catch a fleeting sense of joy when recalling the crisp texture of your ticket, or a surprising surge of appreciation when viewing everyday objects as tokens of impending fortune. These signs work together like stepping stones, guiding your attention toward the joyful expectancy that cements the bridge between thought and form. Neurologically, gratitude cultivates neural pathways that support optimism and open-mindedness. Research has shown that the simple act of feeling thankful activates regions of the brain associated with reward and social bonding. In manifestation practice, this becomes especially potent. Gratitude not only strengthens your psychological resilience against doubt, but also primes your mind to receive new opportunities. As you repeatedly experience genuine appreciation, your brain releases neurotransmitters that lower stress and heighten receptivity. In effect, gratitude reshapes the landscape of your inner world, making it fertile ground for the ideas and actions that lead to tangible windfalls and synchronistic encounters. As you integrate gratitude into daily living, remain alert for practical confirmations. You may notice that small favors arrive at just the right moment, an unexpected phone call offering help, the precise parking spot you needed, or a chance encounter that feels laden with significance. View these events not as mere coincidence, but as the universe's way of saying, "We have received your signal of thankfulness, and here is a gift in return." Each time such a confirmation occurs, allow yourself a moment of mindful appreciation. Express silent or spoken thanks for the alignment, and feel the wave of gratitude wash through your entire being. This feedback loop magnifies your faith in the process and doubles as an educational rehearsal of how emotion guides manifestation. Over time, you'll find that living in a state of readiness for gratitude transforms ordinary experiences into portals of possibility. Mundane tasks become opportunities to sense the subtle bounty around you. The simple act of sipping water or strolling through a park can spark profound appreciation when observed through the lens of expectancy. By treating each moment as material for gratitude, you reinforce the vibrational match between your current life and the luminous reality you intend to create. You learn through direct experience that abundance is not a distant prize, but a present companion, revealed through the gentle, persistent promptings of your own thankful heart. As this educational journey unfolds, remember that the power of gratitude lies not in forcing emotions, but in welcoming whatever feelings of thankfulness arise naturally. When you chase gratitude, it slips away. When you open your awareness and receive it, it floods in. In those moments of genuine appreciation, you stand at the threshold of creation, and the alignment between your inner state and the outer world becomes unmistakable. By honoring these spontaneous waves of gratitude, as ephemeral as they may seem, you solidify the foundation upon which your lottery manifestation will take form. In gratitude's echo, you hear the promise of abundance becoming reality. Imagine yourself walking along a familiar sidewalk, mind drifting through errands and tasks. Then suddenly a bright red car glides past bearing the exact numbers you've been holding in your heart. Your steps falter as your gaze locks onto the license plate. July 14th, 22. The same sequence you selected for your next draw. A subtle thrill ripples through your chest, and time seems to pause as you register this uncanny echo of your private intention. In that fleeting instant, you understand that the world is whispering back to you, offering a sign of alignment between your inner vision and the unfolding reality. These synchronistic nudges carry a language all their own, brief, vivid, and exquisitely personal. Such coincidences are not mere chance, but the subconscious mind's way of guiding you. Your inner world issues a clear directive, and the subconscious replies through these symbolic events. Consider the mind as a vast network of interlinked signals, constantly scanning for patterns that mirror your dominant thoughts. When you hold a strong desire, like winning the lottery, you broadcast a frequency that the subconscious antenna picks up. The resulting synchronicities are confirmations, gentle taps on the shoulder to reassure you that your intention has been received and is being acted upon at deeper levels of awareness. Learning to interpret these nudges becomes a master class in the art of inner listening. To cultivate sensitivity to these signposts, begin by quieting the ceaseless chatter of the conscious mind. During moments of calm, perhaps sipping your morning tea or sitting in stillness before sleep, invite awareness to rest at the fine line between thought and sensation. With each breath, let go of analyses and expectations, opening the mental space that allows synchronistic messages to surface. Carry a small notebook or use a quick voice memo on your phone to record every instance of repeated numbers or uncanny coincidences. Over time, this practice trains your attention to detect even subtler forms of guidance, transforming everyday experiences into a continuous dialogue with your deeper self. Not all repeated numbers or chance occurrences hold the same weight. Discernment is key. Focus on patterns that resonate with an unmistakable emotional charge. A single glance at a matching number might stir curiosity, but multiple occurrences within a short span, on a clock, a billboard, and a receipt, beckon you to take notice. Pay attention to how these moments feel in your body. A quickened heartbeat, a gentle shiver, an expanding warmth in the chest. Such somatic cues signal that the subconscious is not merely playing tricks, but is actively communicating a message meant to bolster your faith and guide your next steps. There is also a scientific underpinning to this phenomenon. Your brain's reticular activating system functions as a selective filter, amplifying stimuli aligned with your focus and relegating others to the background. When you fix your attention upon your chosen numbers, your subconscious primes the RAS to spotlight occurrences of those numbers in the outer world. This explains why you suddenly notice patterns you previously overlooked, not because they didn't exist, but because your mind had not been attuned to them. By understanding this mechanism, you appreciate that synchronistic events are both mystical and practical, the product of heightened awareness, married to focused intention. As you encounter these nudges, respond with gratitude and curiosity. Acknowledge each sign with an internal thank you, affirming that you welcome this guidance. Consider writing a brief note beside the recorded pattern, describing what thought or feeling preceded its appearance. Perhaps you were doubting your ability to stay aligned, or maybe you felt a surge of confidence moments before. This contextual diary becomes a rich source of insight, teaching you how your thoughts and emotions weave together to produce outer validation. The practice of gratitude also energizes the subconscious, reinforcing the cycle by which inner clarity begets external reflection. With sustained attention to these synchronistic nudges, you begin to navigate life by an inner compass rather than random chance. Each repeated number or uncanny coincidence becomes a stepping stone, guiding you to make decisions that resonate with your highest intention. You learn to trust the subtle voice of your deeper self, taking inspired action when signposts appear, perhaps choosing to purchase a ticket at a new location, or adjusting your routine to be more receptive. In this way, synchronistic nudges serve not only as confirmations of your lottery manifestation, but as invitations to deepen your partnership with the unseen processes that shape reality. Through this educational journey, you discover that the world is not a random stage, but a responsive mirror, reflecting back the faith and focus you carry within. Feel your awareness settle into the quiet center of your being, as though you are standing at the eye of a great storm of thought and emotion. In this stillness, a gentle whisper of inner knowing begins to rise, a subtle guidance that steers you toward the precise actions and choices aligned with your lottery intent. This is intuition, the compass of your deeper self, awakening as a direct result of the mental and emotional groundwork you've laid. With each imaginal rehearsal, each vivid scene in which you already hold the winning ticket, you strengthen the neural pathways that transmit this whisper into clear, actionable signals. Over time, these signals grow louder, transforming guesswork into confident, inspired decision-making. Imagine going about your day, And without effort, you sense when to pause to buy a ticket or which booth will serve you best. You feel a soft tug at the edge of your awareness, a nudge to follow a quiet impulse. These intuitive prompts are not random. They are the culmination of your subconscious aligning every detail to match the blueprint you've set. Your mind, trained by repeated acts of focused feeling, learns to differentiate between habitual chatter and the voice of guided insight. As this process unfolds, hesitation fades. You no longer debate every option, but trust the gentle currents of intuition that carry you toward the most fortuitous pathways. To cultivate this sharpened intuition, begin by honoring those first inklings. When a thought arises, a fleeting, go here now, or choose these numbers, pause to acknowledge it rather than dismiss it as idle fancy. Record it in a dedicated journal, noting the context, your mood, the setting, the exact wording of the prompt. Over days and weeks, patterns will emerge. You'll discover that certain times of day or particular environments amplify your clarity. By treating each intuitive whisper as a data point, you educate your conscious mind to recognize the hallmarks of genuine guidance, separating it from distraction or wishful thinking. As you compile these insights, refine your inner practice to strengthen the fidelity of these signals. Incorporate brief pauses throughout your day, moments when you close your eyes, take a slow breath, and listen inwardly. In these pauses, imagine yourself already experiencing the moment of confirmation, feeling the rush of elation when your numbers match, sensing the subtle shift in energy as the universe responds. By infusing these pauses with feeling, you recharge the channels through which intuition flows, ensuring that the next whisper is received with crystalline clarity. Neurologically, this practice rewires your brain in profound ways. The more you attend to and act upon genuine intuitive hunches, the more your brain's reticular activating system becomes tuned to relevant cues in your environment. What once felt like a random gut feeling solidifies into reliable guidance, because your mind has been trained to notice the precise constellation of sensory and emotional data that accompanies real intuitive hits. Each successful application of intuition, buying a ticket at the right time, spotting a repeating number on a sign, reinforces the neural network, making future whispers easier to detect and trust. In the educational spirit of mastery, analyze each instance of intuition in retrospect. When a choice made on a hunch turns out well, dissect the experience. How did the feeling present itself? Was it a warmth in the chest, a sense of calm certainty, or an insistent thought that would not be ignored? By mapping these characteristics, you create an internal profile of your unique intuitive voice. Conversely, if a prompt leads to an outcome that doesn't align, view it not as failure but as valuable feedback. Perhaps the signal was faint or muddied by expectation. Either way, this reflective process refines your sensitivity and deepens your understanding of how guided insight most reliably manifests for you. As intuition blossoms, you'll find decision-making itself becomes an act of joy rather than doubt. Choices, whether mundane or momentous, flow from a place of inner alignment. You begin to navigate by an inner compass, calibrated to the very essence of your lottery manifestation. You feel supported, buoyed by an unseen current that carries you toward opportunities, perfectly timed and tailored to your intention. Remember that intuition is a partnership, not a solitary voice. It emerges most clearly when your conscious mind and emotional state are in harmony, free from the static of fear or second guessing. Continue the daily rituals of imaginal rehearsal, grateful reflection, and inner listening, and you'll witness how intuition matures into a steadfast ally. In that alliance, you move with graceful ease through life's landscape, guided by a knowing that bridges imagination and form. And in this union of feeling and foresight, you stand on the brink of your lottery manifestation, ready to receive the fruition of every hushed whisper that first stirred within your soul. Imagine the world around you fading into a gentle hush, as though the midday bustle has been draped in a veil of stillness. In this space, your breath deepens and time seems to elongate, each moment stretched into a soft expanse of possibility. You notice a subtle shift in your inner landscape. Excitement's rapid flutter settles into a sedate rhythm, and beneath it lies a profound calm that hums with quiet confidence. This serene assurance is not mere complacency, but a powerful indicator that resistance has evaporated, leaving your subconscious free to orchestrate the precise unfolding of your lottery manifestation. This state of tranquil expectancy is a hallmark of alignment. When you first embarked on your journey, you may have felt surges of exhilaration and pulses of doubt in quick succession, much like waves crashing against a shore. But as you persist in imagining the fulfillment so vividly, and with such feeling, the choppy waters of uncertainty give way to a placid sea. In this placidity, your mind ceases to fight against reality, and instead becomes a clear lens through which the world reflects your deepest conviction. The serenity you experience is the echo of your persistent faith, a confirmation that the blueprint you've laid in the depths of consciousness is being honored. To cultivate and sustain this peaceful assurance, integrate moments of deliberate stillness into your daily routine. At sunrise, before the day's demands arise, sit quietly and close your eyes. With each inhalation, invite a sense of calm to infuse your body as though each breath carries a thread of tranquility. On the exhale, release any lingering tension or mental chatter that disrupts your inner peace. As you settle into this rhythm, recall the final moment of triumph you have rehearsed, the hush after the numbers are read, the tender pause before joy floods your being. Let that memory anchor your calm, reminding your subconscious that fulfillment is not a distant event, but an ever-present reality. There is a neurological elegance to this process. When you habitually cultivate calm, you engage the parasympathetic nervous system, often called the rest and digest response, counterbalancing the fight or flight mode that thrives on anxiety. Functional scans reveal that practices fostering tranquility activate the brain's prefrontal cortex, enhancing your capacity for focus and emotional regulation. Simultaneously, activity in the amygdala, the seat of fear and stress, diminishes. In layman's terms, you rewire your nervous system to default toward receptivity rather than resistance. The calmer you become, the more effortlessly your conscious intent integrates with the subconscious machinery that fashions reality. As this serene state deepens, you'll notice everyday experiences acquiring a new resonance. Waiting in traffic no longer feels like wasted time, but becomes an opportunity to settle even more profoundly into patience. A pause in conversation invites you to breathe into the silence, observing how your inner landscape remains undisturbed. In these small intervals, test your calm. Does your mind drift back to old worries about the how and when? If so, gently guide it back to the essence of assurance. Feel the steady flame of confidence glowing at your center. Each successful return reinforces the habit of tranquility, gradually transforming stillness into your default mode. Recording these moments of calm can greatly accelerate your learning curve. Keep a simple log, perhaps a short note on your phone, where you mark the times you notice this serene assurance arising unbidden. Note the context. Were you in a meeting, stepping onto a train, preparing a meal? Over time, patterns will emerge, revealing the triggers that best support your alignment. You'll see that certain environments, such as nature walks or soft instrumental music, naturally coax you into calm. By recognizing these supportive conditions, you can design your day to include more of what gently sustains your inner poise. In this educational journey, understand that calm is both the soil and the seedbed of manifestation. When resistance dissipates, the subconscious, uncluttered by conflicting signals, moves with graceful precision to assemble the outer circumstances that echo your inner state. Doors open at the right moments, conversations unfold with synchronicity, and small clues appear pointing you toward opportunities. Each external sign is a mirror of your internal calm, affirming that stillness is not passivity, but the fertile ground from which your lottery success springs. Finally, weave this serene assurance into your ongoing practice of living in the end. As you carry yourself through daily life, maintain the undercurrent of peace that whispers, "All is already well." Speak, move, and decide from this place of composed knowing. Should excitement surge, welcome it momentarily, then allow it to subside back into the depth of calm you have cultivated. Over time, you will find that this quiet steadfastness becomes so natural that it permeates every interaction and decision, transforming your life into a continuous act of aligned creation. In that enduring tranquility, you bear the unmistakable signature of manifestation, and you stand poised to receive the prize that your unwavering calm has already drawn to you. Imagine yourself arriving at a small gathering, perhaps a book club meeting or an art exhibit, where you wouldn't normally think to attend, and yet you feel an inexplicable pull guiding you through the door. Once inside, you strike up a conversation with a stranger whose offhand remark about chance and fortune resonates so deeply that you pause, sensing the universe is orchestrating this meeting. Or picture an unexpected check arriving in the mail, a reimbursement or a small reward you had forgotten about, landing precisely when you needed it most. These practical openings, unexpected invitations, chance meetings, small windfalls, are the tangible echoes of the inner work you've been practicing. They arise not by coincidence, but as the natural byproduct of your sustained conviction, imaginal acts, and refined emotional state. Recognizing them requires both awareness and readiness, for they often appear in the guise of ordinary events, waiting to be noticed. As you grow accustomed to these openings, you begin to see how they function as stepping stones toward your lottery manifestation. Each event serves a purpose. An invitation might bring you into alignment with someone who holds useful information or connections. A chance meeting could present an opportunity to share your intentions and invite collaborative support. A small windfall, a sudden rebate, a bonus of work, an unexpected gift acts as a microcosm of the greater abundance you are calling into being. In every instance, the outer world mirrors the inner shifts you've cultivated. Your subconscious, now fully attuned to your blueprint, weaves threads of possibility into the fabric of your daily life, guiding you incrementally toward larger manifestations. To train yourself in noticing and leveraging these openings, create a simple yet powerful habit. At the end of each day, reflect briefly on 3 instances where something random aligned with your intention. Keep a dedicated journal for this purpose, jotting down the date, the event, and what you felt in that moment. Perhaps you paused at a bookstore shelf and found a book on probability, encountered someone who casually mentioned an upcoming lottery pool, or discovered that your favorite snack was on sale and you felt a surge of anticipation. By recording these occurrences, you not only sharpen your awareness, but also reinforce the belief that the universe actively participates in your desire's fulfillment. Understanding the mechanics behind these practical openings deepens your mastery of the creative process. Think of your subconscious as a master conductor, orchestrating countless subtleties behind the scenes. While you focus your conscious mind on vivid imaginal acts and sustained feeling, the conductor cues events and synchronistic people to step into your path. The small windfalls act as overtures, signaling that the symphony is underway. Chance meetings are solo performances, introducing key characters into your experience. Invitations serve as crescendos, gathering momentum for the final orchestration. In this view, the everyday world becomes a stage, and every coincidence is a carefully placed cue designed to reinforce your inner directive. When you receive these openings, your next step is crucial. Respond with openness and decisiveness. If you're invited to an event, accept even if it feels slightly outside your comfort zone. View it as an opportunity rather than an obligation. If you meet someone who seems aligned, engage openly, share a concise statement of your intention, or simply express enthusiasm for the topic, allowing connections to form organically. When a small windfall appears, acknowledge it with gratitude and reinvest part of it, perhaps by purchasing your lottery ticket at that very moment, or treating yourself to something uplifting that furthers your sense of worthiness. These actions signal to your subconscious that you honor its guidance, strengthening the bridge between your inner world and outer results. As you practice these responses, you'll notice that the quality and frequency of practical openings deepen. Invitations to relevant gatherings become more targeted. Chance meetings evolve into meaningful collaborations, and small windfalls grow in magnitude. You learn through direct experience that the creative process is interactive. You give attention and feeling to an image, the subconscious delivers a cue, and you respond by taking aligned action, which in turn activates further guidance. This cycle educates you in the art of co-creation, revealing that manifestation is neither passive nor purely theoretical, but a dynamic partnership between conscious intent and universal intelligence. Gradually, the habit of welcoming practical openings permeates every aspect of your life. You begin to view any unexpected twist not as a random detour, but as a potential catalyst for your desires. Waiting in line or stuck in traffic becomes an invitation to scan your environment for subtle cues. A billboard poster flashing numbers, a fellow commuter's comment about luck, or an impulsive thought nudging you to take a different route that leads you past a new convenience store selling tickets. Each moment transforms into fertile ground for manifestation, teaching you that abundance flows in through countless small channels before cresting in one defining moment. In embracing these openings with both discernment and eagerness, you refine an educational path that bridges thoughts and things. You learn to see the palm prints of intention on everyday events, understanding that the world is ever responsible to your predominant inner state. By cultivating this awareness and practicing aligned action, you stand ready to catch the grand manifestation of your lottery win, arriving not as a bolt from the blue, but as the culminating note in a symphony you have conducted from the very outset. As you draw these lessons into your awareness, you begin to see that every inner movement, your steadfast conviction, the rich mental rehearsal, spontaneous waves of gratitude, synchronistic whispers, trusted intuition, living in the end, serene calm and practical openings, forms a single harmonious pathway to your desires' fulfillment. Each element is a thread in the tapestry of manifestation, teaching you that reality is woven from the fabric of your thoughts and feelings. When your conviction becomes unshakable, it lays the blueprint for your subconscious to follow. When you paint vivid scenes and infuse them with genuine emotion, you train your mind to recognize and recreate those experiences in waking life. Spontaneous gratitude confirms abundance already flows, while synchronistic signs reassure you that the unseen is at work. Intuition guides each step with inspired clarity, and by living in the state of the fulfilled desire, you continually reinforce its reality. The calm assurance you cultivate removes resistance, and the practical openings that appear, chance meetings, invitations, small windfalls, become the tangible echoes of your inner work. Taken together, these principles form an educational map, a repeatable, learnable process you can apply to any desire, large or small. As you integrate them, you no longer wait for signs. You become the sign. Your inner world and outer world merge in seamless alignment, and the lottery manifestation you seek arises not as a distant dream, but as a natural extension of the consciousness you've mastered. Carry this knowledge forward. Let your faith be the ironclad vessel that holds your vision, your imagination the engine that propels it, and your feeling the fuel that sustains it. With each breath, affirm that the unseen is more real than the seen, and watch as the world reorganizes itself in perfect reflection of the truth you hold within. In that recognition, you step fully into the art of conscious creation, and your lottery win moves from possibility